Good morning, my viewers, and welcome on today's newspaper review. Today, Friday, 21st, 2025. I'm bringing you today's newspaper review as we dive into the newspapers today. Don't forget, my name is John Mary, and don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at Idea Television as we dive into today's newspaper review. The first is the Nation newspaper today. Well, on our big story today is the fireworks in U.S. Congress over Nigerians' insecurity. And we also have Nnamdi Kanu gets sentenced for terrorism. IPO's chief found guilty on all 7 counts. That's one of our big story today on the Nation newspaper. Then moving ahead, we have DSS files and terrorism charges against 9 IPOS commanders linked to Simon Akpan that you get on page 4 of today's Nation newspaper. And we also have Owolowo's grandson Olusegun dies at 62. That's a huge one. We have it on newspaper page 4 of the Nation's newspaper. And then we also have other stories on page 4. On same page 4, you get Tinubu sends Matawela to Kebbi, 900 troops to Kwara. That is actually a big one, considering what is happening in our country today. And we get that Tinubu has sent someone to Kebbi State. So considering the recent happening of the country. So let's go to the next paper. Today we have our Punch newspaper, and we have alleged genocide. U.S. Congress spills over Nigerian CPC destination. That's on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. I will have Obafemi Awolowo's grandson, like we said on the Nation's newspaper, Shegu, dies at age 62. This you get on the Punch newspaper, also at page 24 of the Punch newspaper. And then let's see our big story on the Punch today. We say live jail for Kanu. East leader rally for political solution. That's on page 2, and on page 3 of the big story. You can dive into the newspaper and go to your page 2 and 3 of the big story. Then moving forward, we have Lagos rises 244.8 billion to fund infrastructure. That's on page 6 of the Punch newspaper. And then we have Auditor General indicates CBN over recycled 29.7 billion dirty bank note. That's on page 23 of the Punch newspaper. And we have Tinubu government celebrates Jonathan at 68. And that's on page 8 of the Punch newspaper. Moving forward to our next newspaper here, we have the Vanguard newspaper. Let's see what we have on the Vanguard this morning. We also have on the Vanguard, the one of the stories said, U.S. Congress highlights highlights alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria. This is becoming interesting about the Christian genocide in Nigeria, like we see in the Punch newspaper. We're also seeing it on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. And we have the national interest. We also have Court J.S. Kanu again on the Punch, on the Vanguard newspaper. Court J.S. Kanu for life on the Punch newspaper. That is also a big story. That's telling you this is actually making a very big headline. And we also have here, we said Lagos rises to 224.8 billion for infrastructure. And we also have that's on the Vanguard. We also have it on Punch newspaper. So this particular story that is making the rounds and it's all over, we would like to dive into it to know what exactly is going on. Considering what we've read in the newspaper, we can see that a lot is going on concerning the Nnamdi Kanu sentence of yesterday. Now, the ingenious people of Biafra has rejected Thursday's judgment for the Federal High Court in Abuja sentencing its leader, Nnamdi Kanu, to life imprisonment on 7 terrorism-related charges. In a statement on Friday by spokesman Ima Powerful, the group insisted that Kanu committed no offense known to Nigerian law and maintained that its agitation amounted only to self-determination, which it argues as a protected right under international convention. You see, this particular Nnamdi Kanu story is making the rounds in the internet right now. Everybody is talking about it. What exactly do we as Nigerians want? I'm asking myself that question because I'm also a Nigerian. We want him to be freed. In as much as we want that, we must also follow the due proceedings. Like we all have been saying on the internet, people have different opinion to exactly what is going on. People have different things to say about it, just like I also have different things to say about it, just like what happened yesterday. And a lot of Nigerians have been talking about it. Some are the side of let him go, let him be free, while some are the side of let's follow due procedures. It matters what we are actually standing for. And like we're watching on our screen now, a lot went down, but we hope and believe that everything is going to be resolved duly. Now, we would like to go on a quick break now, and when we return, we'll give you the next and the remaining newspaper on board.
Number 5. Space-based internet and satellite mega constellations. Getting online anywhere on Earth is becoming a reality. SpaceX's Starlink already has over 6,000 satellites in orbit, serving more than 3 million subscribers as of mid-2025. OneWeb, Amazon's Project Kuiper, and China's Huawei constellation are racing to expand coverage too. These networks are targeting rural areas, disaster zones, and developing countries where laying fiber is too costly. But they also raise new challenges, like orbital congestion and light pollution affecting astronomy. By 2026, satellite internet will be more than a backup. It will be part of everyday global infrastructure.
Welcome back on our today's newspaper review. As we dive into the remaining story we have for you today on our newspaper review. And on our daily trust, we have same big story, Kanu gets life imprisonment after 10-year trial. Wow. And we also have the ACF at 25 leaders demand solution to insecurity. And that you will see on page 32. And we also have health workers strike increase patronage of private hospitals. That you see on page 7 of the newspaper. We have violence in Nigeria violence in Nigeria affect Christians, Muslims, and that you will see on page 8 of the same newspaper. And down we have insecurity over 50 schools shut down in Kwara. That's a big one. Now, talking about the Christian genocide is actually a big one. A big one that is raising a lot of concern about what exactly is going on. Now, we have the US President Donald Trump made a post that his administration has placed Nigeria on a list of countries of particular concern, warning, warning of what he called an one of what he called a threat, actually. Posting on Truth Social, Trump alleged that thousands of Christians are being killed in Nigeria by radical Islamics, carrying out mass slaughtering, and referred a figure claiming 301,000 Christians dead in Nigeria. He did not provide further evidence to support the claim in this post. And now a lot of people are saying, oh, why is Trump coming? Why do we have Trump coming? We can take care of ourselves. We can take care of our situation here in this country, Nigeria. But another question you should ask yourself is, do we really need help? Do we actually need help? If we do need help, we should look at the other side of it rather than looking once at one side of it. We should look at every angle of it. Now, on same Daily Trust newspaper, we have on page 23, we have despite capacity of 13.625 million, only 3.378 of electricity gets to consumers. That's another one. We say we'll have school girls adoption. President asks defense minister to relocate to Kebbi. President Tinubu is asking the defense minister to relocate what? To Kebbi. Then we have on page 13, we have Jonathan's confession in 2025 strengthens Nigerian democracy. Tinubu. That's on page 13 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And we still have our big story, Kanu